Task 29 wants us to insert a banded quote above the bonus section. So we'll go ahead and put our cursor here in front of bonus. We'll probably have to move our text box anyways, but we'll click insert here at the top in the text group. We'll click the text box drop down. And what we want is the banded quote, not the banded sidebar quote, but the banded quote. And we'll just move it ahead of bonus, move it just a little bit higher. Task 30 wants us to go ahead and convert this table to text, and it also wants us to apply the intense emphasis. So let's go ahead and select the table by clicking this little box here. And the first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and apply the style. It's on the Home tab in the Styles group, and what we want to select is intense emphasis. Now that that text has changed, still with that table selected, we have the Layout tab here at the top. What we want to do is convert to text here in the data group. And it tells us to separate it by paragraph marks here. So we'll click OK. Task 31 wants us to go ahead and make an addition to our autocorrect options. We'll click File here at the top, Options, Proofing. We'll go ahead and select Autocorrect Options. In the Replace section, we'll go ahead and type in capital A actually with one L, and we want it to be fixed with actually with two L's, capital A. We'll click Add. Task 32 wants us to go ahead and start a mail merge using a Access database. So what we want to do is go to the Mailings tab here at the top. We want to go ahead and select Recipients. We'll use an existing list. You want to go ahead and map to your GMetrix folder. And go ahead and select the Access database. Click Open. And then once we've done that, we want to go ahead and in the Finish group, click Finish and Merge dropdown. And we want to select Edit each individually. We'll select all. We'll go ahead and click OK. Task 33 wants us to go ahead and select PA all the way to less than nothing. Now you want to be careful that you don't select too much text above or below, or you will not be able to convert this text to table correctly. What you want to do is after you select that text, click the Insert tab here at the top. In the Tables group, we want to click the Tables dropdown, and then we'll select Convert Text to Table. You want to see the number of columns 2 by 6, and we'll go ahead and select let the defaults on this stay. Click OK. Task 34 wants us to go ahead and add a comment to the Summary and Styles Guide example heading. So that's on the second page. We'll go ahead and select this text here. Once we've selected that, we'll go ahead and click Review here at the top. Click New Comment, and we'll go ahead and type the text below. Notice here in this, it says capital Style Guide and Example. Once you're done typing, go ahead and click Out. Task 35 wants us to go ahead and create a table of contents. So you want to place your cursor in front of this title here. What is a style guide? We're going to go ahead and click the References tab here at the top. In the Table of Contents group, we'll click the Table of Contents drop down, and we'll go ahead and select Automatic Table 2. We'll click OK. And then what it wants us to do is to go ahead and select all of these headings. So I'll go ahead and select the first one, and then I'm going to hold the Control key on my keyboard and select the other headings. Once I've selected all of the headings, what I want to do is in the Table of Contents group, click the Add Text dropdown and select Level 2. And now I want to go ahead and select the Table of Contents up here and click the Update Table. We'll click out of that. Task 36 wants us to go ahead and select the body of this letter. So starting with I would like to all the way to the last paragraph, please keep in touch. We want to go ahead and select all of that text. And then once you've done that, we're on the Home tab in the Paragraph group, and what you want to do is just select the Justify. Task 37 wants us to go ahead and change the background of this document and then add a page border with a width of 6. So let's go to the Design tab. We're in the Page Background group. We'll go ahead and click Page Color, and what we want is tan. Background 2. And then what it wants us to do is to add a page border. So we'll go ahead and select the Page Border button, Box, and then width of 6. Click OK. Task 38 wants us to go ahead and save this as a template in our GMetrix Templates folder. So we're going to go ahead and click File, and there are a few ways to do this. You could click Save As, but what I'm actually going to do is click Export, change file type, and I'm going to go ahead and select Template. Save as. It should take you to your GMetrix templates folder, but if not, go ahead and map there, and then we're going to go ahead and type in ocean, capital O. Task 39 wants us to go ahead and select this cloud image here, and what we're going to do is add a glow to this image. We're going to click Format here at the top. We have that because we selected the image. In the Picture Styles Picture Effects dropdown, we'll click Glow, More Glow Colors, and what you want is the black text 1. Task 40 wants us to go ahead and change some of the settings for our footer here. So there are a few ways to do this. You can go to the Insert tab, or you can go ahead and just double click the footer. And with that, we have the Header and Footer Tools design options. And what we want to do is actually unclick different first page. And when I do that, notice that the first page now shows the footer as well. We'll go ahead and click Close Header and Footer. Task 41 wants us to go ahead and insert a retrospect quote text box. So it wants us to place this at the end of the document. So we'll scroll all the way down. We'll click Insert. And then what we want to do is go to the text group text box drop down. And then what we want to find is the retrospect quote. So we'll scroll down. And don't select the sidebar. Make sure you select the retrospect quote. And then it asks us to go ahead and type the text below. Make sure you capitalize a few of those words, and what we want to do is click outside of the text box when we're done. Task 42 wants us to go ahead and insert a blank footer, so we'll go ahead and click Insert. Here at the top, Header and Footer group, we'll click the Footer drop-down and select Blank. And then it wants us to go ahead and type the text below. And it wants us to insert a symbol, so we'll go to the Insert tab, and in the Symbols group, Symbols, and then we want to add the copyright. We'll go ahead and hit space and continue typing. When you're done typing, go ahead and close out of the header and footer. Task 43 wants us to go ahead and insert page numbers at the bottom of the document. So we'll click Insert here at the top. In the header and footers group, we're going to select page numbers, bottom of the page. And then what you want to do is scroll through this list to find the stacked pages to. So we'll go ahead and select that. And then we'll go ahead and close our header and footer. Task 44 wants us to go ahead and mark this document as final. So we'll click File here at the top. In the Protect Document dropdown, we'll select Mark as Final. We'll click OK. OK. And we'll exit out of our Backstage view. Task 45 wants us to modify our autocorrect options. So we'll click File here at the top, Options, Proofing, Autocorrect Options. And then what we want to check is Replace Text as you type. Okay. Okay. Task 46 wants us to go ahead and insert a header. So we'll go ahead and click Insert here at the top. And in the header and footer group, we'll click the header drop down and select blank here. And with the type here text selected, what we want to do is go ahead and insert the document property. So if we keep it selected, we can just replace it. We'll click the Insert tab here at the top, and the text group will click the Quick Parts drop down, Document Properties, and what it wants us to select is Category. And then we'll go ahead and type in Design. We'll click out of our document property, and we'll close out of our header. Task 47 wants us to go ahead and add a page background. So we'll go to the Design tab here at the top, and in the page color, we're going to go ahead and select Fill Effects. And the colors group will select Preset, and then we want to change this to Ocean. And then it tells us that it wants the shading style from center. We'll click OK. Task 48 wants us to add a comment to the text here at the top on the second page, Climate Effects. So we'll select that text. We'll click the Review tab here at the top. We'll click New Comment, and we'll go ahead and type the comment below. We'll click out of our comment. Task 49 wants us to go ahead and select the text under the purpose. So we'll select all of these paragraphs. And what we want to do is go ahead and on the Home tab, select Bullets. And we want to do the same for reasons. So example of reasons, we'll go ahead and select all of the lines underneath, and we'll select bullets again. Task 50 wants us to go ahead and insert a watermark into this document. So we'll click the Design tab here at the top, And in the page background group, we'll select watermark dropdown, and what we want is a custom watermark. And it'll be a picture. We'll select a picture. It should be in your GMetrix templates folder. And then once you've selected the image, you want to uncheck the washout and click apply, and we'll click close. Task 51 wants us to go ahead and select this table right here. We'll go ahead and do that by selecting the little box here. And it selects the entire table. And then what you want to do is with that selected, you have the Table Tools Layout tab here at the top. My apologies, click the Design tab. And then what you want under the Borders group, click the Borders drop down and click All Borders. Task 52 wants us to go ahead and select this bulleted list here. And it wants us to decrease the indent. So we're on the Home tab, and all we need to do is select this Decrease Indent. Task 53 wants us to go ahead and scroll down and select the quote by Charles Lazarus. And then after we've selected that, we want to click Insert here at the top. And in the text group, we want to go ahead and select Draw Text Box. And notice it went ahead and placed that around the quote. Now that we've done that, we want to click the Drawing Tools Format tab. And I have that because I have that text box selected. And we want to apply a shape style. And specifically, it's the Subtle Effect Orange Accent 6. So we'll go ahead and select that. Task 54 wants us to go ahead and restrict and limit formatting. And there are a few ways to do this, but we'll go ahead and click File here at the top. We'll select Protect Document, and we'll select Restrict Editing. We'll then go ahead and check Limit Formatting to a selection of styles, and then we'll go ahead and select Yes, Start Enforcing. And then it gives us the password, so we'll type that in. We'll click OK. Task 55 wants us to go ahead and select this quote by Charles Lazarus. And it wants us to do a few things. And so what we want to do is on the Home tab in the Paragraph group, we'll select this dialog box. And the first thing it wants us to do is to have this text centered. And then we want to add a left and right indent of 0.5. We'll click OK. Task 56 wants us to find a comment in this document and delete it. So what we can do is, you can see it here, but we'll click the Review tab here at the top. We'll select Next Comment to highlight it, and then we'll just go ahead and click Delete.